Welcome to PV Magazine. This is Christian Roseland, America's editor at PV Magazine, and I'm joined by Dr. Marc Perez at Clean Power Research. Dr. Perez, thanks for taking a moment to talk with me.
You're very welcome.
Now, we just got done with the panel discussion here at the Future PV Roundtable, where we looked at very high penetrations of renewable energy, solar and wind on the grid, what that means. And it was a real personal pleasure of mine that I was able to get Dr. Perez to join this panel and to give some of his thoughts. So, in this panel, can you talk a little bit about the conversations that we're having about high penetrations of renewable energy and sort of where we're at?
Sure. Well, there seemed to be agreement, at least from First Solar, and I spoke with Mahesh Murarja, who was another panel member earlier, just a moment ago, as a matter of fact, on the work they're doing to strategically use curtailment as another lever to achieve high penetration. In my opinion, that's one of the biggest levers that we have. We also talked about interventions on the supply side, the impact of geographic dispersion, for instance, behind the meter versus utility scale. We also talked a little bit about demand side management, particularly EVs and the role that they'll play in the integration of high penetrations of renewables. It was a really interesting conversation, so thank you for setting that up.
Absolutely, my pleasure. I mean, the only thing that I was disappointed about it was that we didn't have more time, because I feel like any of these topics we could have gone on for several hours at a minimum. But to you, what is the most interesting aspect of this conversation? If there's one point that you think that has been perhaps underappreciated about integrating high levels of renewables, what is it?
Well, I think I tried to touch upon it in my comments, but I think a lot of the conversation about integrating renewables right now is predicated on the existing regulatory landscape. So the individual behind the meter homeowner's decision to install photovoltaics, for instance, is based on their rate structure, and the rate structure is a synthetic thing. It doesn't reflect the fundamental reality of energy supply and demand, and that's really what I think we should be focusing on, particularly as California looks to move to 100% renewables in the very near future, according to our governor.
Certainly. Well, thank you so much for being here for this panel and for giving us your thoughts.
You're very welcome.
And this is Christian Roseland at PV Magazine. We're here at Solar Power International 2018 at our Future PV Roundtable.